My biggest fear is not that I'll not be able to reach my goals. My biggest fear has and will always be that I reach those goals only to realize that I was wrong all along about what makes me happy. And I don't want that to be you. You need to listen to me and listen to me very carefully. A lot of us feel like if we actually loved and accepted our bodies for what they are right now, then that is going to prevent us from changing that. Conversely, a lot of us feel like in order to love and accept something, you need to not want it to change. And I'm here to tell you that self-love and self-improvement are not mutually exclusive. Self-love just means love and gratitude for who you are. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have high standards for yourself. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't want certain things to change or grow or develop. On the other hand, self-improvement does not mean that it should come from a place of hating yourself or thinking that you're inherently broken. The way that I've always looked at it is improvement is a form of love. To me, wanting to grow and take care of my body, take care of my brain, take care of my spirit is me showing myself love and gratitude. And so I think this gets really tricky and really difficult when us going to the gym has this undertone of, well, I need to fix myself because I'm not good enough yet. That's where self-improvement can kind of seem like it's coming at the expense of self-love. And what I'm here to say is that you need to master the art of doing both. We need to master the art of doing both. It doesn't matter what your habits look like. If you want a change in your life, and in this case specifically your body, that will not come without changing the way you look at changing your body. I want to talk about your closet for a quick second. Are you the type of person who has that pair of jeans or that dress in your closet just laying there as a daily reminder of the thing that you do not yet fit into, or the thing that doesn't quite look the same on you as it did 5 years ago? That is a daily reminder that you're not good enough. And only you can really be honest about that. Are you looking at that as something that, just practically speaking, you shouldn't give away because based on your goals, you'll be able to fit into it soon? Or like, really, what energy does that thing hold in your closet? When you look at it, is it like, okay, well, I'm in denial and I'm gonna force myself to fit into this thing because I'm not good enough yet, and I currently don't own things that make me feel good. I had to be real with myself. I have a nutrition coach and I was talking to her all about this and how part of my resistance around literally going out and buying a new wardrobe that fit me better and made me feel better and just looked better on me was I felt like if I did that, I would be accepting myself too much, as if that's a thing. You know, the way that I was looking at it is I'm gonna be investing money and time and energy into this thing that I don't want to be my identity. But at the end of the day, that is my identity right now. That's what fits me better. That's what makes me look good. You can't criticize yourself into a change. You can't criticize yourself into a new body. You can't criticize yourself into growth, whether that growth is, in this case, losing weight for me, right? It's still growth. And in order for me to grow into what I want to look like and feel like, I need to nurture that with positive words and with loving words. And the fact of the matter is, if the jeans just don't look good on me, it's gonna be that much harder for me to say positive things about myself throughout the day and actually feel it. So I actually went, this was when I turned 30, I went and bought a bunch of new things that looked so much better on me and literally made me feel how I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel sexy, I wanted to feel attractive, I wanted to feel cute. And so I bought things that made me feel like that. And every day that I put those on, I'm not looking at them and thinking, oh my God, like you suck because right now you fit into this and not something else that you want to fit into. No, I'm putting them on and I'm like, this looks so good on you. You look great. It's literally helping me step into the identity that I want to feel, because at the end of the day, body changes are not just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how you feel as a result of that. And I want to talk about the other side of that. There have been times, and I know anyone who's been on a weight loss or weight gain journey can speak to this. There have been times where I have been at my goal weight or goal size and felt like shit, like felt worse than how I feel right now. I feel great right now, and I'm still 15 pounds away from where I want to be. There have been times where I've been 15 pounds, thinner or leaner or whatever you want to call it than I am right now, and just was so insecure. And that's like, to me, that's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is not that I'll not be able to reach my goals in life. My biggest fear has and will always be that I reach those goals only to realize that I was wrong all along about what makes me happy. And I don't want that to be you. I know the new year is around the corner. I know a lot of us have goals related to fitness and health and weight. And I just really want you to understand that it can start yesterday. It doesn't need to start in a month when you lose or gain a certain amount of pounds. It doesn't need to start in several months when you've quote unquote reached your body goals. Those goals are great and I encourage you to have them, but you need to start that right now by channeling every single day the feeling that you imagine you're going to have in 7 months. Because guess what? If you go on this journey and 6-7 months later, you reach this physique that you want to have, but you are not intentional about how you want to feel, I promise you, you will just be finding something else to feel like shit about. Sure, you might not feel like shit that you have rolls, because you might not have rolls, but you'll feel like shit that you have hip dips. And other women that you see on Instagram don't have those hip dips and have more rounded hips. And you're gonna convince yourself for years and years and years that you will feel better once you fix this one thing, when in reality, there will always be something to fix, because your self-hatred and self-loathing will always find something for you to fix. I am an avid consumer of self-love content. I'm an avid consumer and creator of self-improvement content. And I love both spaces, but I hate the mainstream conversation that kind of has been sprouting in each. On the self-love side, it's like, you're not allowed to say you want to change anything about yourself. And I've always had such a problem with that. I remember when I was in grad school, I think I posted an old picture of how I looked when I was being super consistent in the gym. And I said my body goals like loading or something like that. And mind you, this was a picture of me. It's not like I was posting a picture of something unattainable of someone else with a completely different body shape. It was a visual manifestation of how I look when I'm at my best. Not just physically, but more importantly, at that time, mentally and spiritually. Anyway, I posted that on Instagram, and this girl who was in my grad program swiped on my story like, you should be your own body goals today. And it's like, I get the vibes and like, thank you for trying to be loving, but to me, that's not loving. To me, you're judging me for having goals that look different from how I look right now. You're judging me for wanting to change something in my life. And I actually didn't feel very loved by that. I know the intention was a loving intention, but the result was not a loving impact. It's basically saying that if you want to change anything about yourself, then you are not self-loving the right way. And I just have such a big problem with that. And so in some ways, I do feel like a lot of the self-love talk has made us soft. And don't get me wrong, I think it's very necessary. Self-acceptance doesn't mean that you don't want to change. Like that, I don't see those as mutually exclusive. I think I can accept where I'm at right now and still want to change. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for how I look. I love myself, like truly love myself. And because I love myself and I'm so grateful, I want to optimize that. I want to maximize that. I just feel like we can have both. Like we can be a little more nuanced than to say that self-love and self-acceptance means that I don't want to change anything about myself because I'm perfect. What's the point of life? Like how boring. What a boring life, at least for me, if I'm not on this ongoing, never-ending quest to improve myself, which brings me to the self-improvement space and what I do hate about that. A lot of times it comes with this underlying belief that you're not good enough. And I know it seems like that's the only way to think about self-improvement, but I just want to offer another perspective where you're always good enough. You're always amazing. You're always exactly where you're supposed to be. And life is just this quest of wanting to be better than you were the day before. That doesn't mean that you weren't good enough. It just means that a way to show gratitude, in my case, a way for me to show gratitude to God, a way for me to show gratitude to my body, a way for me to show gratitude to my parents and all they did for me, is for me to strive to be better. So I just want to caution you as you think about New Year's resolutions, if you do that. I'm not really into that, but I know a lot of people are, and I know it motivates a lot of us. If this message is resonating with you, I really want you to challenge the notion that self-love means that you can't want to change anything. And I also want you to challenge the notion that wanting a change in your life or in your body means that you're not good enough. Both of those thoughts are just very unhelpful thoughts. It is okay to want to change. It is okay to not be satisfied with where you are, but always remember to be content regardless. Have a hunger and a thirst for life, but also maintain a healthy level of gratitude and humility with that. It's okay to want to win. It's okay to want to strive for all these big goals. The thing that's going to fuel you, the thing that's going to be like the air beneath your wings as you're flying to these new heights, is that gratitude and is that perspective that you have everything that you need literally in this moment. Everything that you need to get to that place that you're trying to go is all in your perspective. And that's just something that I think is really, really missing from this space, and something that I'm hoping to bring to this space is this idea that, yes, I have a lot of goals and I do want to look and feel and talk and act so much differently than I do today. I do. That doesn't mean that I don't love and accept myself. That doesn't mean that I don't love and accept myself. I freaking love myself enough to have all of these amazing goals because I want to maximize life, and there is nothing wrong with that. Drop a comment below, baddie. Please let me know what you think. Are you over the self-improvement space? Are you over the self-love space? Like, where do you kind of sit with this conversation? How are you approaching goal setting now and moving forward? I love you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.